All right, YouTube family. So yesterday, Lon and I was bored. So we drove around the city. We did driving for dollars. And Lon found this property. We're basically going back to all the old places that we used to drive. We used to hang out, right? And it'd been a long time. So we start driving and we came across this vacant piece of property. It's in a very good neighborhood. And Lon's like, Kong, I would love to buy this house. It's vacant and it looks run down. She took the property address, sent it to my VA. We're able to skip trace it, okay, and found the owner. My VA got on the phone and happened to that they wanted to sell. It seems like the property belongs to the dad, but the son is also helping him out as well with the property. But the parent, the dad they're moving out of states. The son is about to take off and move out of state. So they basically just want to sell it and kind of be done with. Now, currently the property is probably worth, I would say, maybe $700,000. They currently have an offer that's coming in at $300,000, but they said that they want $350 for the property. So even if we get on a contract at $350, I think if we were to wholesale it, we can probably make an easy $30,000 to $35,000 on this deal. But it might be something that Lon and I probably end up wanting to buy, renovate, and then keep it as a long-term rental. I'm not exactly sure, but let's get on the call. So I'm going to call the son. All right, his name is Michael. Let's see if we can actually get this property on a contract. So this call, I want to get on the phone with him, build some rapport with him, and see if I can get him to kind of commit to that 350 or somewhere. I'll probably offer him something lower and see if I can, build that rapport and get him kind of in the ballpark of where we want it to be. But like I said, even at 350, I think we can still make it work and still make it like a $30,000 or $35,000 wholesale fee if that's the route we want to go. But then I also have an appointment to call him and his dad back at 6 p.m., which, his dad's he probably want to make sure that his dad's going to be okay because obviously it's his dad's property. So this call is not to lock it up on a contract because he probably still want to talk to his dad. And we're going to have a 3-way phone call at 6 p.m. The reason I'm calling him now is because I wanted to build the rapport and see if he is ready to go at that price of $350. So when I call him and his dad back, so that way it gives them time to talk about the price. And then when I call back at 6 p.m. with the dad, that they are ready to go. Okay. So that is the intention of this call. So let me call him. Okay. Here we go. Hold on a second. Let me go grab something real quick. Okay, hold on. So let me call him.
You have reached the voicemail for Marisa Shepik.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I called the wrong number. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay, this is the right one. My bad.
Hello?
Hello, this is Con with We Buy Houses. Is this Michael?
Yeah.
Hey, Michael, happy Friday.
Yeah. That's a Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Michael, am I catching a good time? You got a few minutes to chat about your property there on Birchwood?
Yeah, I got a few minutes.
Okay, fantastic. So basically, Michael, I know that we have an appointment with your dad and everything at 6 p.m. because you won't be able to make a decision without him, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so I wanted to call you just to gather some more information on the property. So obviously, so that way we can give you, the most fair and the best offer that we can. And then obviously I'll call you back at like 6 p.m. and also give you time to kind of chat with your dad, so that way we're not wasting each other's time. So this property, so it's a 2 bedroom, 1 bath. Is that correct,
Yeah,
Michael? Okay.
yeah.
And Michael, beside getting the right price for this property, what is another reason that you and your dad are wanting to sell it?
Well, both my parents are moving out of state. My wife and I, we're leaving the country.
Oh, dang. Okay. And when is you guys' plan of getting out of the country?
I don't know. Her and I live on a yacht, so we can
Oh,
go
nice.
whenever.
Nice.
We're kind
Okay.
of just waiting.
Gotcha. What country are you moving to?
Well, we don't really know yet.
Gotcha. Okay. So, Michael, so the property's vacant, and your dad or your parents is no longer living in that house, right?
Right.
Okay. And do you know how long it's been vacant for?
That I don't know.
Okay. Would you say it's been sitting there? Because it looks like it's been sitting there for a few years, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's been there for a little while.
Okay. So it's a 2 bedroom, 1 bath between 11 to 1,300 square feet. Okay.
I think.
Okay. And Michael, do you guys have a time frame of? I mean, let's say if we both can agree on a price that work for you and work for your dad and us. Do you guys have a time frame of when you'd like to actually sell and close on it?
That would be a him decision and a him question.
Sure.
That's all his deal.
Okay.
I have nothing to do with this besides I'm helping take a couple of phone calls.
I see. Okay. So it's probably best if I call you guys both back at 6, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So Michael, you mentioned that you guys got an offer of 300,000 on the property already.
350.
Oh, okay. So you already have an offer of 350. You know how long that is, or how long that offer been?
We've had that offer for the last 4 months and haven't moved on it.
I see. Okay. And is there a mortgage that we need to pay off, Michael?
Yeah, there is a remaining mortgage, but I don't know what it is.
Okay. Okay. Got it. So, okay. Well, so Michael, so what's the reason that hold you guys up from moving forward with the 350? Is it too low?
It's a little bit lower than what we would like to see.
Okay.
I don't know what number he has in mind for it. I know the wife and I thought about offering him some money for it.
Yeah.
Which he declined. So I don't know exactly where he's at. That'll be a conversation to have with him.
Okay.
But yeah, lots changed over the last few monds.
Yeah.
So now we're kind of moving forward a little bit. We're not ready to close on it yet. We're not ready to sell yet. But if we had a reasonable offer, we could move forward with things and get the rest of our shit out of the way.
Yeah,
within a month.
For sure. So I mean, Michael, you probably chat with him, and obviously he got the 350, and you guys also trying to make him an offer. Do you roughly know where he would need to be? Kind of a ballpark price, just so I know.
I don't know.
Okay. So it'll probably be something where we have to chat at 6 p.m. then. Mm-hmm. Okay. So how about I'll do that then, Michael, because obviously I don't want to waste your time as well. So let me call you back at 6 p.m. and then that way I'll be able to chat with you and your dad, and hopefully we can come to an agreement on something that's fair, that work for you and for us. The nice thing about with us is I know you guys got some stuff that you guys want to take there, which is fine, but basically we're willing to take over the property in as is condition. So if there's anything that you just want to leave and you're like, hey, you guys go in there and you guys do whatever you need to do, we're willing to take over as is, clean it up, and get rid of anything that that needed to be get rid of. Like the goal is to make sure that this is a hassle-free sale for you and your dad, because you guys, both of you are seems like you guys are moving and just having other plans.
Yeah, exactly. We're both very, very busy people.
Sure.
He he does a fair bit of side work for me, and I own 3 companies.
Oh, dang.
And
Okay.
we just, it never ends. So
Sure.
I should be around him at 6.
Okay.
I should be sitting right next to him.
Sure.
Things can change, so I'm gonna
Sure.
apologize in advance if anything does, just in case.
No problem.
But we should be here and able to have a quick discussion about it.
Okay.
But as far as where he needs to be, I don't know.
Okay.
That'll be a question for him. I know the standing offer on the property is $350 right now.
Yep.
And he hasn't taken that. So
Yep. Probably too low.
Probably.
Yep.
It's the property needs cleaned up. The house is in pretty rough shape, but you're looking at 3/4 of an acre in a really, really desirable neighborhood.
Michael, so what do you think? So what do you think that property's worth, like, once we fix it up?
The house across the street is on a very similar sized lot. It sold sight unseen for $550,000.
Wow. Do you know when that happened?
That was, oh God, it's been a couple of years. It's been a few years now since that happened. That was actually when stuff was starting to tank and the values were dropping.
Really?
When that one sold. Yeah. Okay. And that house was borderline tear down. They went in and cleaned it up and fixed a ton of shit and renovated it. Dang. When the old lady died, nothing had been renovated since 1957 or 1958, they were saying. So they had a whole bunch of vintage refrigerators and shit that were busted, that had leaked down and caused a ton of water damage on the floor and you name it. And they were able to, I'll use the term lightly, they were able to fix it. But we're just mind boggled that it sold for that much. But, with the development of that neighborhood being so close to a school, being so close to downtown, being so close to the waterfront, you're kind of close to everything right there. So the property values are just astronomically high. Like we can't afford, like I was saying, my wife and I, we live on a yacht, for Christ's sake, and we can't afford to live in this neighborhood.
Well, I don't know about you, Michael, but I think that I choose to live in yacht a lot better than on land. You gotta go wherever you want. You gotta move around.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Moving for us is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Just untie it.
Yeah, just untie it. There you go.
Yeah. No, I think we're going to the Bahamas. But
oh, nice.
That'll be our.
I've never been there.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. We're at the age now where we're talking about retirement.
Nice.
We don't want to work anymore. I'll be 30 next year, and I'm ready to.
You're 30?
Yeah, I'll be 30 next year. So
Michael, So what do you do for a living? I mean, you're 30 and you're about to retire?
Well, that's the goal.
Well, good for you, because most people have to work until they're 65 or 75.
Yeah.
So you,
so to enjoy life at that point.
Well, good for you, because I'm sure for you to accomplish a goal that most people can't, you probably made a lot of sacrifice and probably work your butt off.
Oh yeah.
So congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats, Michael.
Thank you.
Yeah. So on this property here, so you're thinking it's worth about $550 in an as-is condition?
I think it would be a very wise investment to get into at the 500 ballpark.
Ooh, okay. I mean, is that what you tried to offer your dad before that, or no?
That is.
Okay, and he say no.
Well, we're at 450.
Okay.
Was the offer that we offered, and that's all we could do at the time.
Yeah, I hear you.
And he respectfully declined.
Yep.
So
no, I hear you.
I think I firmly believe that it would be a good investment. I mean, we do the same kind of thing you guys do, except
Nice.
we do it on the water. We invest in
Oh,
yachts.
nice. So you guys actually do, instead of house, you guys do it on yacht.
Yeah. We're brokers.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I mean, so the thing is, Michael, like my wife and I are, we're very interested in the property and definitely want to buy, but obviously the number got to make sense for you guys and make sense for us as well. And I mean, Michael, you seems to be a very, smart, successful man here, and I think I would like to ask your advice for this. Like, if you were in our position, and I know you mentioned that this is a good investment property. If you were in our positions, what would the most that you would pay for this for it to make sense?
Knowing what I know about the neighborhood, knowing what I know about the housing market right now and the economy and the growth of this city is your key factor as far as I'm concerned. That's what I'm looking at, especially in the yacht world.
Okay.
I can't look at what's happening right now. I have to look at what's happening next year.
Okay.
And the year after. And the growth of this city and the growth of the port, the growth of the airport, it's driving a lot of people in. And the growth of Seattle and Seattle going downhill over the last decade is driving a lot of people in. Everybody wants to be close. Nobody wants to live inside of it. I would have no problem jumping on this property for $600 if I was able to swing it. I can't swing that right now.
Yeah, I can't.
I have to stay focused. I have to stay focused on yachts.
Yeah.
If that's the top dollar I would go on it too.
Oh, dang, okay.
I wouldn't go a penny more, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that property there, if a guy built a duplex on that property, the return on investment would be, ROI in real estate is kind of hit and miss.
Right.
It fluctuates a lot. It depends on when you buy, where you buy.
I agree.
But, if a guy built a duplex on that property, whether you rented it out or you sold it as is, the money that would draw would be very high dollar.
So Michael, is the zoning of that also for multifamily?
I don't know.
Okay. But
even if it's not,
right.
Even if it's not a good size new built home on that property, with the detached shop in the back or without, that would fetch one hell of a payday. It's an aggressive investment though.
Yeah.
It's incredibly aggressive. Like it's a pretty penny to get into it. It's a prettier penny to build on it, but the penny you're going to get after the fact is really fucking shiny.
Yeah.
So, I tend to not go quite so aggressive.
Right.
Unless I know, but the land thing is not for us. We don't worry about a lot of the things that you guys do.
Right.
We have other things we have to worry about. But, I compare it to one of the yachts I have for sale right now. I'm asking $4.8 million for.
Oh, dang.
And it's a Nordhaven, rather.
I see.
It's a 5-story, 110-foot length overall yacht.
Whew.
I got into this yacht for $450,000.
Oh,
all right. That's pennies on the dollar.
Yep. You did
pennies
good
on the dollar. But, after investing $2.5 million into it, for it to sit, and the longer it sits, the more money I'm losing because it's costing me to keep it.
Right.
It's costing me for electrical. It's costing me for people to go down and upkeep. Yep. So, this is the most aggressive investment I've gone for so far in my career, and I don't care for it. I'm going to make good money off it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just not for me. Now, the real estate thing, I get it. I wish I didn't, but I do. Like I said, it's an aggressive investment, but a guy would make a lot of money and profit off it if he went for it. It's just a matter of jumping over that first, it's
Right.
making that first jump at it.
Yeah.
That's the hard hitter.
Yep.
Once you got that, then game on.
Yeah.
Game on.
Yeah.
But all the houses nearby, they're for the most part, they're in decent shape. The neighborhood's really nice. The neighbors are good people.
Okay.
Everybody around is good. The city is really good about coming out. There's not a whole lot of crime right there. Never has
Nice.
been.
Okay, that's
I
good.
grew up as a little kid in that house. I
Okay.
started my first company out of that house.
Wow.
I
Okay.
built my career out of that house.
Wow.
So we never had any problems
Okay.
growing up.
Okay.
So, you're build a duplex on it.
Okay.
Get a couple of families with young kids moving in there.
Yeah.
You're going to be in really good shape. Build a single family home. Get a nice young family, young kids, right next to the elementary school, walking distance to the middle school. You're going to make good money on it.
Okay.
It'd be, it's definitely not a get rich quick scheme.
Right.
But a guy'd have to be a fucking moron to not make money off that property. I mean, if you can't make money off that property, then get out of real estate.
Yeah.
Find something else.
Right. No, I hear you, Michael,
Yeah.
and I appreciate all the tips and advice. So, so my whole thing on this property here is that you're saying if we buy for 600,000, we can take down the house and build a new home on it.
Mhm.
Man, I wonder how much I would have it all in on it. And
All in, you get a good set of contractors.
yeah,
Get good guys out there doing it. Good, quick, efficient guys.
Yeah.
Not as paying for standing around horse shit.
yeah, for sure.
I would say you're probably going to be right at probably 950, 950, somewhere in that ballpark, I would figure. And you're going to make $1 million off that property all day long.
Wait. So, okay, so Michael, so you're saying if we buy for 6, tear the old house down, build a new house, which means if we pay 6, build the new house for 350, so we're all in for right around 950,000.
Yeah.
And you're thinking that we can sell for what, $1 million?
No, that wouldn't make sense.
Right, that wouldn't make sense. So how much?
No, you're gonna see 1.8 out of that with a new house on it.
Oh, dang.
1.6, 1.7, 1.8, somewhere in that ballpark. You're building a brand new house on prime real estate. Yeah, it's a small lot, but you're in a perfect fucking neighborhood. You're in a great town. There's no crime. You're right next to schools, right next to stores. Speed limit's 25 miles an hour. Nice and slow for the kids to play out in the street.
Okay.
You're right in the middle of everything. You got good prime real estate, and it's hard to get in this town.
Yeah.
You can go down to Texas Street and buy a house down there a lot cheaper, but then you got all these apartments. You got the crime. You got issues. A lot of theft.
That's true.
It's, the key selling points to this neighborhood are the neighborhood itself.
Yeah. So here's kind of where, I'm at with this property too, Michael, and I just want to share it with you and kind of hear what's your thought on this. I don't think that we'll have the deep pocket enough to go in for 6, tear it down, and then build it, because it's hard to see for me anyway to go that aggressive and take that high of a risk. So
all right, well, let's work together. Where are you guys at? What are you thinking?
Yeah,
because I do agree it is aggressive. That's what I started with. I told you I think it's really aggressive.
Yep, you did.
Where are you guys at?
So kind of here's what I'm thinking, Michael. We'll probably go buy the property and then renovate it over time. And then maybe do an addition, add on some square footage to it, trying to turn it from a 2-bed, 1 bath, which I think it's easier to sell. We can turn into a 3-bedroom, 2 bath and increase the square footage from 1,100 to like 1,500 square feet or something like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. The bigger the house, the more money you're going to make
Yep.
off it.
Yep.
Everybody wants big for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Everybody, they got their eyes on gold mines.
Yeah. So here's kind of where I'm at, like with the market and with the interest rate and with the housing market. I mean, you know, obviously we only have so much capital to deploy on this, but do you think your dad will consider anything where between that 4 and 500?
I can talk it over with him,
Yeah.
and we can find out more this evening.
Okay. Sounds good.
I think if you came at him with an offer in that ballpark,
Yep.
you know, a reasonable offer
Sure.
within that reasonable ballpark you're
Yep.
talking about,
For sure.
I think a guy would probably go for something like that. I'll talk it over a little bit with him, and I'll look forward to hearing from you this evening, and we can sit down and we can talk together.
Michael, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I'll call you back at 6 p.m., okay?
All right, sounds good. I'll be looking for your call. Thank you
Yep.
much.
Thanks, Michael. Have a good one.
Yep.
Bye.
You too.
Yep. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Boom. Let me break down this call so you guys can understand what's going on here. One is always stroke their ego, okay? Let them do the talking. Let them be like, dang, man, right? Let them be the one who's giving you advice and make it seems like they are the one who are making the call for you and you getting advice from them and make it seem like you look up to them. That's pretty much what it is. Stroke the egos, man. Because listen, at the end of the day, you already know what you want to pay for. You already know, you know, what's the most you can do. Okay. But the biggest thing is that being able to build that rapport and leverage off of what he's saying. And when someone is trying to give you advice and they don't want to be like the person who's putting you into a bad situation, right? And then you can play off of that. Like, hey, I need your guidance, but dude, I'm stuck here. Like, would you do this? Would you invest this and this and this and that? Dude, does that make sense? So for me, dude, that's probably one of the games that you probably want to play when you talk to a seller, just like this. Like they're like, hey, don't I know what's going on and this and all that. Let them do the talking. All right, let them guide you through the transaction. Ask them, would they make the decisions to do that? And then if they say yes, just like he did, you'll be like, well, you know what? I'm in a position where I'm not like you, right? You're the rich dude. I'm not the rich dude, right? Make it seem like you're just starting out. You're just maybe doing a few deals a year. Obviously, you don't want to let them know that you're wholesaling it, right? But just let them know that you're doing a few deals a year and maybe act now that you don't act like you're just a mom and pop, right? You're just, you and your husband or you and your wife are just buying a few houses a year. Right? Let them guide you through. All right. And then now you ask from a point where you are like a student to them. They'll be more, they'll probably want to more. Obviously, he wants to work with me on this. Right. Because I said, dude, I can't do 600 because there's whatever the number he gave me was just baloney. There's no way that house is worth even $1 million if it's perfectly 3-bed, 2-bath, nicely fixed up. There's no $1 million home in there. All right. It's not a $1 million neighborhood. Okay. So that house probably all fixed up. It's probably worth about, I would say 700,000, right around there. All right. It's a 2-bed, 1-bath, probably have to turn into like a 3-bed, 1-bath or 3-bedroom, 2-bath to get that 750. All right. To get that 750, 775 out of that house. But it is in a really good neighborhood. Now, one thing he doesn't know is that in my city, they allow you to now do what's called an ADU. So if the house sits on a big lot and if the house sits in the front or sit on a side or sit all the way to the back, you can basically split the lot and be able to build an ADU on it. And that's where the real money is at. And that's what I'm looking at this property right here is that you can actually do that on this property because the house kind of sits on the side and it has this whole piece of land on the side extra that you can actually build an ADU and be able to increase the value of the property. So if we come in like $450 or even $500,000 for this property, we can probably still be able to either wholesale it and make, 25 to 30,000. If I had to come in at 500,000 to get it under contract, well, probably if we were to wholesale it, I'll probably only make like 20,000 on it. If I come in at 450 and if we can do that, split the lot, do the ADU, then we can obviously make a lot more. But anyways, I'll keep you guys posted. I'll call him back at 6 p.m. and I'll let you guys know if I'm able to get this property under contract or not. But my offer would start right around, I would say I would start my offer right around 425. That's where I would start. Right around. He already has an offer of 350. Maybe I'll start at 400,000. I'll probably start like at 405, and then I'll work my way up, and then hopefully I can get him to accept the 450, because that's what he offered his dad. Now I'm gonna come in and be like, I'll pay all the closing costs, all the fee, yada yada yada, and we can do this for you. And obviously, they seem like they're motivated and they want to be done with this property. I think 450 is probably a good price for all of us, for them and for us, and for the buyer if we end up not buying this property. So I'll keep you guys posted. I hope that this phone call was able to add a lot of value to you. Now, for those of you who wants to get better at talking, negotiating on the phone with the seller, you can go ahead and check out my seller script, my King Kong seller script. All you need to do is go to WTMFam.com. That's where you can grab it. But I use that exact same script to train all of my VA up, to turn them from a zero into a stone cold closer. I'll show you exactly how to filter, qualify the leads. I'll show you how to call the seller back, talk to them, negotiate with them, what to say, how to overcome all the objections that they got, and be able to lock that property under contract over the phone. Dude, that script is probably one of the best investment that you can ever make. If you're kind of the person who gets on the phone and who fumble, who don't know what to say, who don't know how to overcome objection, who don't know how to close people, that script will take you from where you are and turn you into a freaking beast mode, okay? Now, I appreciate each and every single one of you that's watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And once again, I hope that it does add value to you. And if it does, boom, smash the thumbs up. And if you're new to the family, be sure to, boom, smash that subscribe button. Until next time, take care. And let's go get this money. I'm out. Oh, by the way, if you want to be mentor or become my students, just go to coachwithcolin.com, okay?